Hello, and welcome to Bitches with Beards. And on today's episode, I asked a question: what the fuck is going on with the Buffalo Bills right now?
And don't forget, no good deed goes unpunished.
We're the podcast that attempts to break down culture with all the elegance of two coastal grandmas.
But in truth, we're just a couple of bitches with beards.
I'm Max.
And I'm Daniel.
And we're live from the Diane Keating Memorial Podcast Studio in Haberdashery.
And we both have opinions, so let's get this party started.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Actually, that was surprisingly cool.
There we go. If I just tap it, it'll make a noise.
And we are live on Wicked Day.
Right, for all those who celebrate.
And so it's been out enough for people to go, I just went to the double feature.
So many people have posted that on social media, and good for them, but some of us had to go to the office today, so yes. There was no double feature.
No, we'll just. I think that's probably going to be like initial new culture. Yeah, we haven't seen it. We are off going to. Otherwise I might have said let's record tomorrow morning, but I'm doing the Philly Marathon on Sunday, and
I have things I have to do tomorrow.
Yeah, it just works better for us at the moment.
Yeah,
but it has been the culture this week.
Oh, it has so much.
Mainly because it's been interesting navigating the reviews. The headlines for it.
So here's the thing. I have seen many headlines. I have not read any of the articles. Shocker, spoiler alert. I know how the story ends, so nothing's going to be spoiled for me so much.
Well, interestingly, and we'll go into it later, but the reviews tend to be different from the headlines.
Yes.
Unless the headline has been ultimately this is a pile of shit. Even then the review goes into it and you're like, actually, that's not the worst.
Yeah. I think there was one headline that I saw that was just like, it's this, but if you've seen the musical, you know it's going to be this. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I've seen Act 2. I know what happens. And what doesn't happen.
Yeah. We'll discuss it like in a little bit. But apart from that, Daniel, how's your week been? Because as I said, it's your first full week back post shutdown.
It has been a week. It has been weeking. I have been tapped into several projects. Two of them at least, not of my free will, that I do not want to be a part of, but here we are.
Yeah.
Dealing with that. It wasn't too terribly bad. Everyone is trying to get back online. Everyone's trying to figure out where we were at with projects. Everyone's trying to figure out, when's this deadline now going to be? So it's been a lot of like calendar shuffle of, it was, this, if we put it out 45 days, because that's how long we were shut down, essentially, this now means the review is due in January. So like it's been adjusting a lot of like project calendars this week, which it's fine.
And you must be...
It's just tedious.
Yeah, and also you must be hitting, let's circle back after the holiday season.
Well, and that's the thing that we have to take in consideration. So I had a project that I had a meeting with yesterday, and they're like, oh yeah, we gave this to you the day before shutdown, and you had a 45-day review period. I'm like, yeah, so we're past that. I'm like, we can do 30 days, but everyone's going to be out for the holidays. And they're like, would like a January 8th deadline work for you? And I'm like, that would be perfect. That would be perfect, because that would be back at 45 days. Like, thank you.
But the one I used to hate when I would say like I was what I would call now a contract. I didn't know I was a contractor, but a permanent freelancer for an organisation. Was that a lot of clients, especially around Christmas, and in England, I think I've mentioned this 1,000 times already, is that we don't have a holiday season, we have a Christmas period. So we are from Christmas Eve to the first working day post New Year's Day, and people would be like, let's it's like 23rd of December, okay, well that's great, let's wrap this up. Max, we'd love to see something from you on so and so, like the 3rd of January. You're like, that puts me working through Christmas. And one Christmas I did work through it. I was like waking up and I rendered some stuff, mainly because it was a 3D animation which I'd never attempted before, and my computer wasn't strong enough, so I was taking it back to my parents' house so it could render while I was at Christmas. Did like click it to work and all that sort of thing. Yeah. But no, it is. I don't know how you are, but you're a pretty tough bitch when it comes to work, and you're very quick at saying, like, no, I'm not working. That would involve me working when I'm actually due to not be working.
I am very quick of saying, all right, that's fine. That's going to equal, at least 4 hours worth of comp time. Are you going to approve that comp time?
Yeah.
Oh, that means me, not being off for that day, and you're paying for me to be in a meeting. Are you going to pay for me to be in that meeting? You're not? Okay, I'm not coming to that meeting then. Yes, I have become that person where I'm like, if you're not paying me, This is not going to happen.
Yeah. What vacation are you taking next week? I mean, say next week, this week. So this will come out Wednesday. I'm talking about like Thanksgiving week after.
Okay, so the week after Thanksgiving, starting December 5th, which is a Friday, so you and I need to talk about that. I'm in Austin, Texas for a week doing Ladybird research, and then I'm back on at work for a week, and then I'm off for 2 weeks.
Yeah, when would you like? So we have to work out. When we're recording's easy.
Yeah. Recording's easy, and we need to talk about cathedral stuff if we're doing that this year.
Is there anything? Are they allowed to do something?
Yes, they're allowed to do something. As far as I know.
And Christmas, you take quite a nice period off, don't you?
Yeah, I'm going to have a nice 2 solid weeks off. 2 weeks doing nothing.
See, I need to talk to you about that. Taking like a solid couple of weeks, they're closing the office, but I'm a contractor, so it's like that's great, but
You're not getting paid.
They're not getting paid. So I'm gonna potentially, and we've been chatting. My mother-in-law's coming, and we had a discussion today about what would be good dates, and all that is that I think I'll be trying to even take advantage, and when I say work over certain dates at Christmas, but the Christmas between Christmas and New Year is I'm thinking of just like knocking out, if places are closing down and don't need me in, is knocking out the freelance work and just getting on top of that, and at least I do get paid.
Yeah, I'd do that if it was me. Yeah.
But so you're and next week, or this next week, so Thanksgiving week, are you Monday, Wednesday?
Yeah, I am actually Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm Monday, Tuesday. I said I'm taking off Wednesday. I'm naturally off on Friday. And I was like, I'm just going to take one day off because, we're not cooking this year. So I'm like, I don't need to, take Wednesday off to cook and, Tuesday to go get stuff. So I'm just being very casual next week. I've said I've got 2 tasks that I've got to do. If it's not those 2 tasks, I'm not doing it. Like I drew a very hard line because I got a little bit overwhelmed at one point. I was like, this is ridiculous. You need to hire more staff if you want this done. Like,
yeah, I think I'm going to be in the office Wednesday, but that is for job number 2 is that there is a there's a project they do that goes out bi-weekly, and they're going to record it on the Tuesday, and I said I'd go in Wednesday morning to edit. My mum will be in town. It's not ideal, but unfortunately it's the real world, and it's either that or I go in Friday, which I really don't want to do.
If she needs someone to show around, I'm happy to do it on Wednesday.
That's nice, thank you. I'm not sure what she is, because I think is that I'm also like I'm hoping to be done by like really like late lunch on Wednesday, come home, cook our side dishes, and then I think we're going to take Mum out for Mexican because
nice.
that up Cathedral, because the only bloody place open now.
I was going to say,
the Cactus Cantina.
Yeah.
And then I've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with her, and Saturday, Sunday will be me and her. And I also see if you wanted to go and get something, because me and Mum will be on our own for like 48 hours.
Oh my God.
And we're not. It's going to be nice to sit down. I'm going to take her out for like lunch, me and her. But I don't also like, we don't need it for be just the 2 of us to have focal time. You've seen how we interact. We were just, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, apart from that, did you have a nice weekend? Because we didn't see much. I mean, I worked the weekend. Did you work
So you worked the weekend. I went to the Octagon Museum.
That was it.
I went to the Octagon House. It was very nice.
See you in the Octagon.
Yes, it was very nice. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm at the age of like, children should not go on tours.
Yeah.
Like that's the age that I'm at. Like there was a family that was there. It was like grandparents, mom and dad, and then 2 kids. They were like 7, 4.
They don't care. But
they were like, we want to hear about the ghost stories. And like, it was like every 2 minutes. And I'm like, I'm trying to look at this from like 1802. Like, I could care less about the ghost stories, kid. Like, I'm glad
Were they ghost stories?
No, there were no real ghost stories to be told there. Like, I'm glad they're interested in a historic site for that. But like, it was just an hour and a half that I had paid a ticket for. And I'm just like, I literally just want to like look and admire the space. Like I got some great photos.
Could you look around the Octagon without a tour?
Yes, you could, but because the time that I had booked the ticket, I had booked it for 10 a.m. in the morning. You had to go on that tour.
Well, yeah, but what I'm thinking is like, because when we did the Confederate White House, is that you had to go on a tour. It was only available through tour. if it's available, I don't know. You can kind of tell the parents they didn't want to go, and the parents have probably gone, "Hey, there'll be ghost stories,"
Yeah.
and you're like, I think maybe then they need to do like, hey, no, there's a child-friendly one.
Yeah, there's not enough staff at the Octagon Museum, truly. So I think it's like, all right, they have 2 like dedicated tour times, and if you get a ticket for some other time, then you just get to stroll around, which I would have done had I known that. So it was, I don't know.
Did the tour guide manage to keep the kids vaguely entertained? Or?
Yes, she did an excellent job keeping the kids entertained, but it was at the detriment to everyone else.
Yeah.
So I was just like, ooh, I get it, but
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, priorities. They were showing. But it was a good weekend. So I went to the Octagon Museum, did some online shopping, got some stuff ready for Christmas to go up next weekend. Christmas tree stuff. I think I've got to order new lights though. I was testing some, and I think I've got to redo a strand. So
yeah, if you had them like they're so scarily cheap now sometimes. Aren't
they're
they?
scary cheap, but I just don't want to give more money to Bezos if I don't have to, So, anyways, but generally it was a good weekend.
That's good.
Very relaxed, but needed after being back for a day.
But what a day.
And then preparing for an entire week where it was just like, my hands. What do I do with my hands?
Well, what do you do?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Slap a child on the octagon, sir.
Apparently, and reached out to the LBJ library, and I had an orientation, and they're pulling my files right now, so I'm
nice.
looking forward to it. How about you? How was your week?
That was good. The weekends I ended up really mainly working through. Mm-hmm. I had to catch up on a couple of bits of freelancing, and then I really wanted to knock out the Christmas card, which we did. It took a while. Managed to get pretty much done, and then I missed a really good Bills game after the appalling Miami game, which I was like, I'm really not. Yeah, I've got other stuff to do. And then we watched last night, and they lost again. So apparently I'm the bad luck charm.
Oh.
But no,
you were not it.
Yeah, we worked. I wanted to get the Christmas card done, and it had to be done. And even now, we're like, it's not meant to be delivered until the day my mum leaves. But Print Runner have always been pretty good in the past with a quicker delivery than expected. So
fingers crossed.
But they're like, oh, free delivery on the 3rd of December, $70 if you want it delivered on the 1st of December. I'm like, bitch, please.
Yeah.
That's not an accelerated one.
No.
So I'm kind of hoping that they might. I mean, I just approved the proofs this morning. So anyway, I'm glad that's done. We all did the Christmas decoration because we get the personalised one of them. Though, no, it's not the best one. But again, they're either really expensive or it wasn't. It sounds silly letting us pick where we wanted to put the Sycamores 2025.
Oh, yeah.
And we always have bug in our photos, so annoyingly where they want to auto place the letters is right across the bottom
His
half
face.
Yeah.
And you're like, no
I want to put up on. We had like a nice beach photo, we wanted to put it on the ceiling, so in the sky. So no, I got all that done. It showed you got crackers, advent calendars. So yeah, I'm kind of doing well. I'm getting there with the presents and stuff, but I know I'm getting him and everything, and Mum's going to be here. We're doing a couple of dishes for Thanksgiving and some that, but a lot of it is I'm making note, and then I'm gonna get it all fucking Whole Foods. I don't even need to do a giant run this year.
No, just saunter over, saunter back.
It's just gonna be like, go get some. Like we're doing the onion gratin. Fuck it, I'm gonna do some bagels on Thanksgiving morning of some salmon and cream cheese.
Yeah.
And then probably have some bread in the house. Might get some because you never know how hungry people are going to be in the evening.
I think having some rolls post Thanksgiving is good, just in case people are peckish.
Might try and might take a little baggie with us and see if I can pocket some turkey.
Put some here, put some there.
Yeah, you never know. That's the only thing about not cooking is there's no leftovers.
That is the downside. Like you're like, oh, I'd really love to make something out of this, but you're the host, so you get to keep it. I totally get that.
But no, and then this week it's been interesting. Work is second week of doing 2 jobs, finding balance, and then we go straight into a holiday week.
Yeah, it's so you get the semblance of order, and then it's up in the air again. And
Yeah. And one job is kind of quieting down,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not to say I know there's work that can be done for the days the hours they need me, but next week it's going to be like they're closed Thursday, Friday.
Yeah.
So I've got, it's very, we need to have a chat. There's a lot going on.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yes. We'll chat.
With that, I think that was pretty much everything. Oh, but saying that, I just actually want to say, like Saturday night, we went out. I've had like friends Dom and Chloe, they messaged, said, do you want to go and get dinner? And, not drinking still. We ain't got a curry. Curry's a really great one because, I think I love about curry is that it also comes like in a serving dish. You do it bit by bit by bit. I feel like it's one of the only foods in DC at the moment that comes with a slower pace.
Yeah.
It's not rushed away from you quickly. You really do set your own pace with it. We went to Aslan afterwards, which, after a couple of beers, I was like, I'm ready to go home. But it was a lovely evening. And it was just a really nice evening. And I think, as much as, we can't always afford to go out for dinner sometimes, especially in DC, it was a really nice Saturday night rather than, just kind of, and that's not to say I love going out for a drink, but it was nice to have something other than just sort of sitting in a bar.
I get it. I totally get that.
On that note, should we take a walk around Iron's Garden?
We should. So this evening, nothing special, but a good solid tried and true. We're having a lime Italian sparkling mineral water from Whole Foods, just because I like to have a little bit of lime and sparkling water, because to me it's just perfection. It's a good end of the week drink for me.
It's very tasty. I've got to hydrate for the marathon, and also with lime for Wicked.
Cheers. Yes, it is very green, very alpha bathrop.
Alpha Pathrop, I know you're out there. I do wonder after this how much, because Hub's upstairs and he can't hear, is they're going to bring in my mum when she saw the part 1. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen part 2 yet, or the musical, is that the wizard was very aware who her mum was. Did you notice the way he goes,
yes.
Alpha Pathrop?
Yes.
Because he must have known
that
it was her name, Governor. It was at least Governor Throp's wife. And I'm like, and Mum's like, I got the impression that
he's more aware.
That's not news.
No,
it's not news. Whoever the parents are. But what is news?
This is the portion of the podcast where we talk about things that are gay adjacent, or just a little bit camp.
And this is all of the above. They're doing a Family Stone sequel.
I heard.
Now, I thought they had been... Now, I could be wrong. I had to check the dates on this because I thought they'd already sort of announced, or had it been one of those good old... Director of original Family Stone has plans for sequels should they greenlight it articles.
Yeah.
Doesn't surprise me. I was like, oh no, not about Diane Keating. But no, she does die at the end of Family Stone.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
She doesn't die at the end. She's dead at the end.
Yes.
She does not die on screen, but it's a very beautiful, moving film. I am... Family Stone is a weird one for me. It is one that I'd never watched before. We watched it over here at the Hubs for the first time. It is a cult film at Christmas. It is not a Christmas blockbuster in the mood of Love Actually.
No, absolutely not.
Or even A Holiday was a slow burn. It was one that people watched, and then all of a sudden people realised, oh my god, the style.
Yeah.
It's a good film. I wouldn't say I'm cracking for a sequel of it. I don't particularly like the Family Stone much. I find them quite obnoxious people, and Rachel McAdams is probably a bigger mean girl in that than she is in the film
Mean Girls.
Thank you.
I agree. I hate saying this. It reminds me of a dynamic a lot like some of my family get-togethers. Yeah. So it's not the, Currier and Ives Christmas that you're used to. It's more, to me, it's more of a in your face, this is what a Christmas in America actually is like. there's a vision that we want to have it, and here's the reality: is the family stone. It is this,
And it's and one of the reasons the Hubs is a big fan is because of the deaf representation in it.
Uh-huh.
But even then, I kind of feel that was just brought in so they could have like a secret language,
right?
And
So they can talk behind the back.
But no, it is I will be curious to see what they try and do with it.
But I'm going to say this. Not everything needs to have a sequel, and I don't know that needs to have a sequel. Like, what is your storyline? We've already established that the matriarch is dead.
And I think that they're looking at it as we're in a post-Diane Keaton world, and actually now we're experiencing that. Do we feel we want to explore that?
Whereas I would argue something that you could actually do a sequel that would be more meaningful is Father of the Bride.
Now, they did do a Father of the Bride Part 3, didn't they? Like as a tester one for something, didn't they?
Yeah.
I've only seen I did see Part 1. Mm-hmm. What would the third one be?
I mean, it would be them
Grandfather of the Bride.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it would be them navigating without her, as part of the dynamic. Or maybe the father has to date or something like that. There are storylines that come out of that one. That one more naturally is like you could have a sequel without her there, and it would be more meaningful. Because she is already dead at the end of Family Stone.
It's her sister, played by Bette Midler.
Right. You're thinking.
I think she might be too old for it. If the timing, because when did Father of the Bride come out? In the 90s?
Yeah, early 90s. I think like 92, 4, somewhere in there.
I don't think it would work.
Uh-huh.
So let's do... Right, we're going to do this. And we're really going off one. This is meant to be a short episode, but 91.
Uh-huh.
Because they did a second Father of the Bride, didn't they?
Yes. Which for some reason that one is more... I remember that one a little bit more, but I really don't remember it, if that makes sense.
Well, the second one, they came out a couple of years back, didn't they? No, I mean, they did a third remake.
Yeah.
With Andy Garcia.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So... Oh my God, if they did, and I just looked, and it could potentially work.
Mm-hmm.
Right, yeah, that actually would work.
Mm-hmm.
Is the granddaughter... Was it granddaughter or grandson that was born? Selena Gomez.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Anyway.
It's not like she doesn't already have chemistry with the two of them.
I know. Anyway, let's move on. Because I was like, we went tangent there.
Yeah.
There is... It's not really news, but there was the annual game between the Cardiff Lions and drag performers. A rugby game happens last week. It was there to raise money for children's charities. It raised quite a bit of money for children's charities. The Cardiff Lions are quite big fans of the drag community and vice versa. And it's just proof to show that, quite frankly, they're not as dangerous as people think they are.
No, not at all.
So weird but cute, says Renee Zellweger, as a Bridget Jones statue was unveiled in Leicester Square. Leicester Square is where in London it's meant to be like the centre of Soho and the film industry. Mm-hmm. So they do have statues within the square itself. Mm-hmm. Charlie Chaplin, Paddington Bear. So no, it's not the English being quirky. Iconic movies and characters are displayed there, and it makes sense. And actually, it's a very good statue of Bridget Jones.
Yeah.
They can be quite terrifying sometimes.
Yeah.
But it was unveiled with a bit of a glitch by by Shatter, the friend. I can't remember the actress's name, but Sally Phillips. Renee Zellweger was there, and Helen Fielding was the author of the original book. So yeah, it's been, and I just like Renee Zellweger seems to be in a really good spot at the moment with her career and just turning up, and
she's content.
She's content. She's doing a lot.
Yeah,
I've noticed she's very busy, but at the same time, good for her. Finally, EastEnders is set to do something very different on New Year's Day.
Oh no!
On New Year's Day, Jamie. So it will be probably. Actually, they will do a New Year's Day episode. It's a holiday. They will. It will be set on January the 1st, 2027. They're going to jump forward a whole year. The returning character of Max Branning is coming back, the local bad boy. He's been away for a few years, and it's going to jump ahead, and then we are going to then go back.
Oh, okay.
But we're going to see, and then the next year will be kind of building up to
whatever happens.
Whatever happens. They've done it before where New Year's Day, or was it Christmas Day, a couple of years back, it ended. It had a whole episode, and then it flashed forward a year, and the ending was a dead body.
You told me about
and
this.
And the six was involved.
Yeah,
but they're going to do the whole episode now. So they're going to have a lot more to kind of work in.
Okay.
Very interesting. Anyway, Daniel, what has been news for you?
Well, news for me. I have a question. Do you like your muffin buttered, or do you like a soggy bottom?
I prefer a soggy bottom. I'm guessing that's an English muffin buttered, because otherwise I'm thinking that's a very fatty chocolate chip muffin.
Yes. So it was announced that the Great British Bake Off in their 2026 season has a casting call wanting more queer representation under the big tent. So they have vocally stated that they want to have more queer talent. This is after having 4 queer contestants on the previous season.
Yeah, I was going to say, they still had quite a lot.
Yeah, they said, we're quite proud of the representation that we did have, and we want to keep up the momentum. Just a note, it's only open to UK residents. So
the Hubs has always said you should go. And I said you have to be a UK resident to do it.
So, anyways, let's see. So, in other news, apparently Pope Leo broke bread with the trans community this past week at the Feast of the Poor. There were 13,000 attendants, but 5 trans women activists were there. The big brouhaha that has come up is that they were not seated at the table, but I'm going to say this, there are 1,300 people. There are multiple tables. They were at the event.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be disparaging or anything, but they were there. That's progress, in my opinion. So anyways, so we can't win for losing on that one. So I do have a question for you.
Another one.
I'm full of questions tonight. So what is better than one Kate?
Well, multiple Kates.
That's right.
Kate Hudson and Kate Middleton?
Yes, try having 2 Kates.
Oh, Beckinsale as well. She's glorious.
Well, you didn't say the right Kate, though.
Of Kate and Leopold fame? No.
No. I'll tell you. So Princess Kate is getting ready to host her 5th Together at Christmas celebration that's at Westminster Abbey for the Christmas time. Kensington Palace has announced that they're looking at the theme of love in all forms, and that she's gotten some big A-listers.
Nice.
To be at the event.
Kate Blanchett?
No. All right, so the stars include Hannah Waddingham.
Of course, she has to be there. That's actually a law the Queen signed in before she died.
Right, Hannah Waddingham will be there. Dan Smith will be there.
Nice.
And the Kate of Christmas, Kate Winslet, will be there.
English Rose.
English Rose.
Also, Kate is a really good name. It was really hard, and I even went to Catherine Hepburn at one point.
You were doing good. But you were saying
there's a lot of really good Kates out there.
Amazing Kates. Anyways, we are very much looking forward to this. I will be watching this. However, there's a little bit of a ruckus that apparently one person in Montecito, California is very upset that Kate Winslet will be at the event after she was unable to procure anyone to be on her Netflix special. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
What was that? The
Meghan Markle.
Oh, yes.
Is upset that no one would be on her Christmas special, and Middleton has Kate Winslet and all these other A-listers that are there. And I'm just like, honey, you're read the room.
But also, like, this is... It is like the future Queen of England. I know it's a lot hyper and all that, but it's... You're an everyday person, and I'm sorry, but Kate Winslet, who I'm guessing will be doing a reading. She can sing though. She did release a single.
I didn't realize she released a single.
Yeah, she released it for the Christmas Carol movie years back. There was a British version, a cell-based animation that came out, I think, just after the holiday. I haven't seen it. It looks real, like. When you kind of got all this ability to design characters and you're like, this is what you're coming up with.
Oh, you're like, oh.
Yeah. But you're not competing.
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah, but the world of some people.
the next thing you're going to talk about might suit Megan a bit more.
potentially. So it was announced the theme for next year's Met Gala will be costume art.
Very nice.
Costume art. The charity will be the first displayed in the new permanent space for the Costume Institute. The concept is to elevate fashion as being on par with other forms of art. So fashion as the expression of art. So statuary, painting, poetry, etc. Whereas I'm like
seeing a lot of oil-based textures and stuff, watercolor effects.
Yes, that's very much what I think you're going to see, or you're going to see, very much like harkening back to like Egyptian like artifacts and stuff like that. Anyways, we'll see what happens. There is some controversy because it is being sponsored by the Bezos. So, more to come. More to see what happens with that. No chairs have been named at this time. So, we'll see
And
how it
is
comes
Fee
out.
still going to be running it, or is it?
Yes, so Anna was still very much involved with the announcement. She's still very much involved with this. So, she is not going anywhere. It's still, though, to be determined, like, who the chairs are going to be and, like, how they refine the theme a little bit.
I can't remember the name of the young lady that's taken over from her.
Oh,
she's fucking young, isn't she?
She is, and I'm completely blanking on her name.
So,
Yeah.
should it automatically go to her, or is it always, or was this Anna's baby while she was within the role?
So the thing is, it's being hosted by Condé Nast, which owns Vogue, and then Anna supersedes her at Condé Nast. So I think this is Anna's baby.
I can also imagine if you're taking over Vogue and she's like, Anna's not being moved out. She's stepping aside.
Right.
She's got nothing to. Everyone knows Anna Wintour.
Right.
I think that her next gen is stepping into a really turbulent time in the print magazine era. Mm-hmm. She is like, okay, I'll deal with this, Anna. You go do what you need to do.
You do what you do best.
I can't imagine taking on. It's basically like saying, "Oh, well, let's talk about NDI." Like the president of NDI stepping in and also going, "By the way, you've got to completely organise the gala this year, as well as find your feet navigating a company forward."
Yeah.
No one wants that.
No one does.
What I think someone does want, though, Daniel, is to relieve their ears. Should we take a quick break?
Oh, just a bit.
And we're back. And we were just kind of saying a little bit. Well, we're jumping back in because we actually are going to be heading over. Actually, got plenty of time, but heading over to the cinema because Daniel and I.
But we want candy.
You want Twizzlers, I want Reese's Pieces.
Yes.
Because they are half the price of the popcorn, and I think last longer because the sweetness factor paces you better.
Yeah, it's just one.
I know the hub says his eye probably on a beer and some popcorn, but no. What? There's the hubs. He's looking very nice and pink. Is talking about the Met Gala, and I realise that we're having a conversation that we should have on our podcast.
Oh yeah, so I mean, the conversation that we were having off air was the fact that everyone is complaining about it, and you're like, oh, this is horrible that Bezos is sponsoring it, and the fact of the matter is, you have to have someone with that caliber of income to help sponsor it because it is so damn expensive to host it.
Can do it.
Like, you're not going to have the everyday citizen like Max and I like going to the Met Gala and buying a $7,000 plate.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos.
Yeah.
Fuck Jeff Bezos.
We know, but like, who's else is going to pay for the Wet Gala?
Yeah.
And when you got Paul
billionaires.
Pun?
Plenty of billionaires and millionaires.
I know, but they're all bad.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is like
There's no good billionaire. I mean, Rihanna. Oh, Selena Gomez.
Selena Gomez, yes.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift could.
Yeah.
Yeah. But at the same time, they're not going to like that level of it.
Yeah.
But when you've got like Paul Taswell, dressing Janelle Monáe, at the end of the day, black queer excellence and black queer excellence.
It costs money.
It costs money.
Yeah.
It's tough. There is,
Yeah.
and it is, and unless you cancel events like this, I don't know. There needs to be some level to aspire to. And I know it's terrible.
Yeah.
I know it's fucking... And don't get me wrong, there are terrible people destroying our planet. But the art that comes from this... And I
But it's the history of art is that riches have always paid for the art. Like, that's just how it has always worked time immemorial. Like, you have to have enough income to be able to afford that leisure to, have the artist, or you have to have enough income to pay the art, to pay for it. Like the Medicis in Florence constructed the great, Uffizi, and paid for all those commissions because they had the money. They were horrible people, but they had the money. It's the same for, anything that the French nobility did at Versailles. They had the money. They paid for the artwork. Terrible people, but they paid for it,
And it's such a tough situation when you look at it. Daniel, I think you studied art, didn't you, at school?
Mm-hmm.
I did it up until
minor, yeah.
Yeah, I studied it up until 18. And it's something actually I spoke to you about, like looking at kind of going back to a bit more. Though I'm also now considering that next year might be incredibly busy, do I want to focus on finishing maybe one of my projects and maybe
just one,
and then I don't know, maybe taking it up come the summer.
It's not a bad idea.
Once the book is completed, which has been very neglected recently.
Well,
but then you know what's going on with me, and I don't think I can be blamed. But anyway, it's saying is that granted, when I was 16 to 18 studying art at A level, my art was so literal. It was very much like, this is my feeling, that's my feeling in clay, and it's shit. I look at it now and go, oh my God, it was literal as hell.
Or you're like, I was so arrogant to think that was good and meaningful.
But then other stuff that I did was really good. They really did test you. They teach you technique and all that. And I feel that there has been a lot more of a change and shift in culture, especially amongst the younger generations, to allow artwork that is, a lot more expressive over technically accurate. Now, again, I know that a lot of art technique and higher art technique comes through expensive training, and we have to incorporate that into things. At the same time, as much as I don't always agree with it, there's so much is available now digitally, techniques, stuff can be realized really well. I don't really subscribe to they tried, I love it, I can see the effort into it. No. I need to be physically moved by something.
Right.
And I think that...
It needs to be strapped onto an 18.
But where something comes back to it is that for me, I want to see technique and skill in something to help realize it, because the more skill you have, as he drips drink down in, is that you are able to realize greater detail, greater emotion at a subtle level.
Yes.
And so when you hold events like the Met Gala and you create space, inspiration, but also you funnel back into that industry, you are going to, I hate to say, I don't want to say trickle down artistic skill entirely works. No. But you're giving people that opportunity to move forward and say, that's what I want to aspire to, rather than some people, like, especially in the 2000s when the entrepreneur was king. Everyone was an entrepreneur, everyone had multiple businesses. This is my fashion brand, and it's like, well, you've just stitched your name into a sweater. And I get that, I know that that sort of baggy sweater look is coming back into fashion, but just stitching your name and your logo in that doesn't mean it's your clothes.
Right.
And we all know within the gay community, it's very common for certain brands to just be a brand.
Yes.
There's a certain brand that I would love to meet the owners of and go, well, what is it about your apparel that is unique, that works better? Like something like not Chubby Bear, no, a bare bottom bear. Bare bottom. Chubby's are the other shorts, and bare bottom.
Bonobos.
But they are generally, the cut is designed for certain people. There's a skill, and the Hubs loves them. They do, and all that. Is that I think that there's a level of mediocrity. So I know I've been bitching now for 5 minutes, but I said I do love having the Met Gala there, because I do think it gives something to aspire to, and stop saying mediocrity is okay. We can be so much better.
I mean, it's an elevation. It exposes a person to an idea, and then to me, I think it fosters creativity. It's like, I like that technique, or I can take it further to the nth degree if I try to do it like this. Like, to me, it's the standard. You're raising it up higher.
Yeah. And once we have high standards, then we stop living in a city where we have 2 gay bars on one block with very similar names.
1 letter difference.
1 letter difference. Yes, there is a bar just opened called Rush that is round the corner from Crush.
I have so many questions.
And 2 other bars are beating 7 shades of shit out of each other on social media on the same block.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Anyway, Daniel,
Bring
what's
us
been
to-
culture for you? I'll tell you about it afterwards.
Okay.
What's been culture for you this week?
Culture for me this week, going very quickly. Let's see. Food this week, I made a lovely lemon, butter, garlic fish. Oh, it was wonderful. I did it on top of mashed parsnips and some butter mushrooms. It was chef's kiss. It was nice and wholesome and stuck to your bones. I also made a green bean casserole. So good.
Did you just want one?
I just wanted one.
Good for you, girl.
I was just like, you know what? I want a green bean casserole. And so
Did you put it in the church pan and sit in the dark?
No, I was a step away from doing that. But I was just like, I just want a green bean casserole because I can, and I've got free will. Might as well do it. So I did. Drink of the week. So Whole Foods, in case you don't know, has a wonderful cranberry sparkling water. It is festive. It is just right, but I love cranberry. So
You do?
yeah.
The husband today, talking of cranberry, can I sidetrack?
Oh,
Sent
absolutely.
me a recipe. Now, it's a cranberry curd tart.
Oh my god.
But, so he's like, what do you think? I said, the issue is, but first of all, it was a New York Times recipe. I'm like, bitch, we ain't
Okay.
that rich yet. You know, I'm
Right,
not paying for that.
right.
I've not attempted curd before, and curd involves egg. There's a level
Yes.
of baking in it. And I was like, look, if I was off on the Wednesday, if my mum was here, I'd still would. But if I was not in the work situation, I would consider putting Wednesday aside and trying it. But I'm like, we are not attempting curd. But
Yeah,
It has
a
been-
lot can go wrong with
it has
curd.
been it's been put aside, and cranberries are still very Christmassy.
They are.
So we might attempt
Ooh.
that before Christmas.
Oh, we like that. We like that. Okay, songs of the week: "Spiders" by Lolo Young,
Nice.
and then "Dopamine" by Robin off her brand new album.
I have not listened to it, but I've heard.
I am in love with "Dopamine." The song. I haven't listened to the rest of the album, but I heard that one and it was just like, yes, I can get behind this. It's like classic Robin.
I saw a video of Robin, and it was Robin through the years, and she's one of the unique artists that started mainstream and slowly went the other way.
Right.
Whereas a lot of the time, it's like, here's her quirky beginnings, and here's her latest crap.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Right. Oh, don't know who you're talking about on that one. Let's.
No doubt, we're talking about Gwen Stefani.
Oh, I know exactly who we're talking about. She's just.
So I'll let you finish, but someone put up a meme once. It was like, if you told 90s me that in 20 years we'd be tolerating Gwen Stefani, I would have said no.
It's fair. She just went down. Oh, girl.
That shit was bananas. BANANAS. Anyway, Daniel, keep talking. Sorry.
All right. Book of the week. I started Rightful Heritage, FDR in the Land of America by Douglas Brinkley. It's rather good so far. I've just been doing a few chapters tonight. I'm not done with it yet. Museums. I told you I went to the Octagon House. I also did the DuPont Christmas Market. Here is my warning.
Because that was the original, wasn't it?
So that was the original that was downtown, but then got moved to DuPont Circle last year.
Yes.
I'm not recommending going to it. I'm not going to lie.
Is it because you said last year it was incredibly compact?
So it was incredibly compact last year. Like, you could not move because it's down just one block.
Yeah.
And, you're on both sides. So this year, it's still one block. It's spaced out a little bit more. It just looks junky. I hate saying it, but it looks tacky junky. Like, don't get me wrong. There's a certain, level of product you're getting at these Christmas markets, which,
But is it like the plastic on the tent sort of makes it look a little bit?
No, it's like we have framed prints from the 1980s that were bad in the 80s, and we're selling these for $250, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh no. Oh, but it was everyone had this, and I'm like, this is not right. No, like
no one came in. No one, as they were buying pitches, was going. Unfortunately, we're not doing any more of that one.
yeah, it was just like someone like raided someone's like estate sale.
Oh,
The thing that was so bad was like that was like the first booth stall, and I was just like, oh no.
because granted, the one down near Portrait is overpriced.
Yes, that
but
one is
it actually
overpriced.
looks like it's a lot of stuff for food that looks nice. But the joke of it was that there was a certain image I'd seen of Lego Stormtroopers holding a Bill sign. Was inspired to try and find an image for our Star Wars bathroom that incorporated the bills for the husband. Went to that, and they had that one there, and it was like, oh my god, perfection. But no, Christmas markets are meant to be stuff that you aspire to buy when you have money. Then when you do have money, you go, I really don't want that.
Yeah, that's where we're at right now. I'm just like, no one should want this. Anyways, that was my week. But that being said, I'm going to try the other Christmas market, I think probably Sunday.
Is there one in Arlington? Someone said an Arlington one? Or
There might be. I don't know. I'm going to try the one though in Gallery Place.
yeah, that's one we went to last year. Mum said she wanted to go to one. I'm going to see what's out there because the hubs is away. It means there won't be car. But
Yeah.
I know. But then my mum's not very fussy like that.
Yeah,
So I know
yeah.
we just walked up and down. She just wants to get in the Christmas spirit.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you just want to walk up and down, definitely do the one at Gallery Place. I would say if there was one in Old Town, that would be the one I would go to. But I don't know that there is one.
That's a pity because that'd be the perfect. Because we went
Yeah.
actually. She said, as you said, my culture, is that we went into Old Town after we recorded last Friday.
Oh yeah.
And I always forget. I mean, the only thing of Old Town is we had to drive. We looked to get in there, and you have to. And then the trouble is, you metro so far, and then you have to get the little trolley thing.
Yeah.
And we knew that we weren't going to be late, and especially because it was my first week. But I forget how much I just. DC's a very sterile city, and I'm not going to bitch about it, but it is a very lively city, but Old Town isn't old. It does feel more like that small town Richmondy, and I forget how much I do actually miss that a lot.
Yeah.
And we walking past, now there's a guy outside his restaurant trying to like show people the menu, and it was like, oh my god, I'd just love to actually, if we were gonna eat
there.
I would have gone and just gone. We went into this pub and it was packed. It was one of these.
Was it one of the Irish pubs?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And we had the birthday boy. He had his family there, and it was nice, but it was a bit like loud. And I don't think that everyone was there was a little bit antisocial. They weren't ready for that sort of environment.
Yeah,
and you could tell they were a bit overwhelmed. But like our friend Nate was there, and so we had a giggle and all that. But it didn't help that Old Town is military, so all the guys there are. I'm not complaining. Massive.
Oh, they are.
So
they
it doesn't take a lot of them to fill up the space.
No,
Giggles.
You've got 4 of them, and there you are.
Yeah. But anyway, apart from that, my culture this week, having a look, food. I did. That is not this week. Did sausage and mash on Sunday night, and then I used the rest over mash and the stuff, and did like just tofu and mash and gravy. Next night. Music, VMV Nation again. I'm going back for a lot of the older stuff. I like a lot now of trip hoppy dance at the moment. I'm going through that. Television, St. Dennis Medical's back. I do like that one. The second season they found their cadence a little bit.
That's good.
Books, I did actually one night this week I've got 10 minutes. And I'm reading an Evelyn Wood, and it's just good. So I got a chapter done. I know it's nothing to be proud of, but
no, it is
victory. Movies, Wicked Part 1. We watched Sunday night. I'm really glad we did it. It's long. I forget how of a lick it moves, which is quite, and it still does. Third time I watched it twice at cinema. This is the first time we finally sat down to watch it again. And then I went to see Running Man of Glenn Powell. It was 2 hours 15. I think it could have easily cut off 15.
Okay.
I genuinely think that. It was really good. I don't think it got some. I don't think it's wholly original, and I think the trouble is obviously I'm saying that it's a remake.
I was going to say it's a remake
of an adaptation, and there's been a lot of stuff since then. The whole idea of the hyper intense game show, even down to the movie that came out last year of Aquafina about if you within the first day of winning the lottery you can kill someone. So it's not a very original concept, even remake aside. Even if the original Running Man didn't exist, it's still not an original concept at this point in time. But it was, and Coleman's amazing in it. I'm so excited to hear him tonight.
Yes,
he's really good in it. But again, I hate to say it is Hunger Games.
Oh, every time I was seeing like the advertisements, it's like this is just a.
But the other one,
Hunger Games,
years back, that came out was Series 7: The Contenders, which was
I don't remember that.
And it was about a TV show that you enter and you kill each other.
No,
and that was done as a that was a comedy, like a very dry comedy.
I could see that.
I'm a Contender. It's really good, but it's like it was an indie. It was a real low budget indie, and it was
talk about cult classic there.
Real cult classic. But an excellent movie. But no, so it was good. And Glenn, there's a whole scene where Glenn gets tracked down by the hunters just as he's about to have a shower. So it involves him swinging off a building in a towel that stays on until a certain point. And they don't show too much, but you do get to see his butt. And his body's banging. But he's also very charming. The only thing about it was his character's meant to be very angry, and that's why they want him on the show.
Not that angry.
He's just nice. He is angry, but his go-to is nice. And you're like, anyway.
It's like, oh, okay.
But talking of that, though, I've got until I've got a year still to read it. But the trailer for Sunrise of the Reaping came out.
Oh, I did see that.
And it looks really good. It actually.
I was surprised at Glenn Close.
Yeah. I have to say, even though, and I think we established on here, I didn't realize how big a Hunger Games fan I actually am.
Right.
It looks already visually quite different. It obviously they're gonna go. I don't know what the twist, because I loved Songbirds and Snakes. The ballad was excellent. That had a twist. This one, I don't know what the twist is going to be in terms of. Obviously, we know what the story they're trying to tell.
Right.
But ballad had a bit of a unique. How did they get there? Sort of focus. So I'm curious to know what are they going to throw in. It just doesn't mean it's a sixth Hunger Games film.
Oh yeah, because they broke up the 1 into 4.
But I will watch it. It looks already. I'm like, okay, it's got me interested.
Ooh.
But anyway, Daniel, let's take a couple minutes.
Okay.
Culture this week was very much. Well, it's a bit loud. Culture this week.
Culture this week.
There really wasn't anything. I felt it was really dominated by people. The embargo being lifted on the Wicked.
Yes.
Reviews.
They started coming in.
So I would say, very mixed reviews.
Very mixed. A lot of people who are like, I didn't think it was going to be like this, and I'm like, did you see the musical?
So, and I think, my frustration with something like this is that. I don't want to get passionate about and passionately against a review of a film I haven't seen yet, because I have, but for me, I really feel is that yes, this film is going to be reviewed, and some people are going to feel that it didn't need a second movie. I would kind of argue. My parents always said they never needed 2 cars; they needed 1.5.
Right.
They needed one occasion and a second one occasionally. Does Wicked Part 2 potentially need to be its own movie? There's a good chance, no. But did Wicked Part 1 need to be its own movie? Yes. That's the trouble, is that was expertly paced. Now, I'd always, and I use this as the biggest example, is the movie Camelot. Goes about an hour at one point without a musical number.
And boy, you hate that. You never let me live it down.
And I'm sure if I saw it on stage, it'll be different. But as a movie, it was
probably
pretty
not.
Dry. And, whereas, and I was worried about that when they're stretching out Wicked, especially part 1, was that, oh my God, they're going to stretch it out and they're not going to add any more music into that one. But it was so well done.
It was well paced.
Yeah.
It was well paced. We'll put it that way.
And then you kind of forget when you get to one short day, you're like, oh my God, we're near the end already. You know,
Yeah.
Great. And so, yeah, there was no way they could have cut that down. And I think, and then people go, well, the second one is just going to be like, it's just like an alternate retelling of Wizard of Oz. Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah.
It's not a prequel to Wizard of Oz. The part one is a prequel,
Mm-hmm.
and part two builds up
parallel
to, which I'm excited about. I Wicked is not the same universe as Judy Garland's Wizard of Oz.
Correct.
Okay, the lore behind it is different, right?
Yeah.
The Tin Man has a different origin
Absolutely.
in it. This is a sadder one.
Much sadder.
But it's pretty gruesome, the original. It's not like he magically was built by the Tinsmith, who is a legitimate character. He's not like a TikTok. That's a character.
I was just saying, I know that's a character. Don't worry.
TikTokism is a huge thing. It's actually a cult. It's not mentioned in the music or the movie, but in the book, TikTokism is a religion.
Yeah.
I think what I see is the backlash to some of the reviews is people just go in and have joy.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're allowed to review it. You're entitled to this review, but just enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the world building. And I think
Be in the moment.
Do you feel most of the reviews have kind of been very focused on, well, should it have been 2 films?
I feel like most of them should it have been 2 films because they're all like, oh, this was off or that was off or didn't see this happening. Oh, did that happen? And I'm like, okay, like I feel like people are getting hung up on stuff that had they just gone in and be like, is it a good film? Or just enjoy it.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think going into seeing that alternate angle, I'm also excited to see it fleshed out. For me, the second act is not as not as strong, but it doesn't mean it's weak. It's not a weak second act at all.
Right. There are weaker second acts.
It's just it is about like paralleling. But I'm also the things that I'm excited to see. There's a lot in the trailer that's not in the film in the show. I'm excited to know that they're playing with the time jump a lot more. It's not really established in the musical how much of a time jump there's been.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard to get a bearing on that.
The impression is more it's like less than a year, to be honest, but actually it's a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
So
and I don't remember how long it's supposed to be in the book, like what, 3 years or something?
Yeah. Well, no, it's longer than that.
Tip
is not Tip. Thingy's quite a bit older, isn't he? He's a young boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, looking at time, Daniel, I think we should TikTok onwards.
We should.
Should we move to the show?
We should.
The end of the show needs its whole other podcast.
It does. Will be another hour, thank you.
I don't really have a gagged and gooped. This whole week has left me gagged and gooped a little bit.
I mean, the ups, the downs.
But do you have a word of the week?
I do have a word of the week. The word of the week is coalesce. It means to combine.
Brilliant. Actually, one I learnt this week, and it's a weird way, is après, meaning after.
Ooh, we like après.
Really après, and I think I knew après as a word in French, and I knew après as a term for après skiing, but two and two did not.
Or an après spritz.
come together. On that note, Daniel, do you have Petticoat Lane?
I do have a Petticoat Lane.
Good.
One that I shared with you this morning.
Yes.
If it is a Friday, and if you decide to schedule a meeting, show up for that meeting.
Fuck yeah.
Don't be walking around the office being like la-di-da, la-di-da. Show up to that meeting that you scheduled and actually have that meeting. Because I know you weren't working on anything.
Good for you for pitching about that.
I did.
On that note, Daniel, do you think you covered everything?
My dear, we barely set the agenda.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This has been a Bearded Bitch production recorded in a Diane Keating podcast studio in Haberdashery.
You've been listening to The Bitches with Beards. I've been Daniel.
And I'm Max. A big thanks to you all for tuning in and giving us a listen. Don't forget to rate, subscribe and review the following on Twitter, X and TikTok, where you can find us at Bitches with Beards.
Please remember that only a mother could love our views and opinions, and they reflect us and no one else.
We'll hear you next week unless we're cancelled. Cheers.